Unaware of the evil forces gathering in the southern lands, Commander Bernhardt's mercenary army, the Grudgebringers, defend a small trading post from attack by goblins.
A battleground is a banquet of dead men's flesh. The crows are dining well. Win or lose, the crows never go hungry, eh, Klaus?
Death, some say, is its own reward, Morgan.
If death's a reward, I'll take it in gold coin, old friend. Preferably from Emperor Karl Franz. That man owes me.
Perhaps he's about to pay. You've been summoned to the Imperial Court in Altdorf. Immediate departure. Reason unknown.
Who told you this?
An Imperial courier. He rode in during the battle. It would seem the Emperor has need of a mercenary commander who deals with death in gold coin.
Then I'll not disappoint him. And he'd better not disappoint me. Get ready to march for Altdorf. Ah, Bernhard. You came to Altdorf promptly. But not as prompt as your friend Sven Karlsson.
Good to see you again, Morgan.
Good to see you too, Sven. But I wasn't summoned here for a chat about old times, was I? Indeed not. Karlsson has requested military aid for the region of the Border Princes.
The Border Princes are in desperate need of aid. Hordes of greenskins have swarmed into our lands. We battle night and day to protect the passes into the Empire, but the enemy is too numerous. Without reinforcements, we'll soon be overwhelmed.
Why are the greenskins invading in such numbers?
I'm not sure. But it seems as if they're being driven north by some unseen power or cloud of fear at their backs. Whatever that unknown force is, it terrifies even the greenskins. Unaided, we cannot stop the rampaging orcs from breaking through and threatening the Empire itself.
We are aware of the danger to our Empire. Bernhard, I want you to take your army south with Karlsson and deal with this menace. I deal in gold coin for red blood. Or green blood. My army fights for money. The glory we leave to others. Yes, yes, that's understood. Return here victorious from the Border Princes and you'll be well rewarded. And knowing you, you'll pick up loot along the way. Now go and destroy the enemy before it invades the Empire.
I'll gladly place my troops under your command, Morgan.
Wise decision. We head for the Border Princes!
Morgan, orc warbands sighted ahead. The greenskins are in disarray. We can take them by surprise.
Assemble the troops. We'll surprise the enemy with sharp steel. You seem troubled, Klaus.
Teufelbad has become a town of fear and whispers. The townfolk murmur of hungry ghosts, pale faces peering in at the window, the unquiet dead.
Maybe they're just rattled at the prospect of greenskins at their doorstep.
Greenskins wouldn't inspire this kind of dread. This is something unnatural. Let's hurry on south.
When my men have filled their stomachs, we'll leave.
There's a man here whom I think you know. A wizard by the name of Luther Flamestriker.
Greetings, Commander Bernhardt. It has been some time since I last rode with you, and now you have need of me again.
And why should I need you again?
Look around you. Look at this haunted town. Dark magic in the air. And here I stand, a bright wizard to combat the dark.
A mage might prove invaluable, Morgan. Who knows what's up ahead?
Well, you were my mentor 20 years ago, Klaus, and your advice has usually been sound. So, very well. Join us, Flamestrike. Now, let's get back on the road. And to whatever's waiting for us.
Morgan! Grisberg town up ahead. It's under attack by the living dead.
Flamestrike warned us that we were heading into the dark. He meant the dark on the other side of the grave. The living dead.
Then we'll make the living dead just plain dead. Attack!
That's better. Now the undead are as quiet as the grave.
I expected to slay greenskins, not wage war on living corpses. Why do the dead walk this region?
The dead walk in many regions.
Ah, Matthias. Fancy meeting you here. Have you taken time off from burning innocent women as witches?
I told you before. Don't call me Matthias. Address me by my proper title, Witch Hunter General, and the supreme authority on all abominations, whether of witchcraft or necromancy. So, show respect, Bernhardt.
Call me Commander.
I warn you, don't incur my anger. I am the surgeon of sin. I cut it out wherever I find it. Where there are witches, I seek out and burn. Sorcerers I put under the long torture unto death. Wizards who traffic with unclean spirits meet with swift retribution at my hands, or at the hands of my priestly servants. No sinner escapes my righteous wrath.
No sinner could outrun your judgment, Matthias. Injustice is swift.
Be careful what you say, Bernhardt. One wrong word can condemn you. Just one wrong word. And if the undead don't destroy you, I will. Now, do you want to hear my news or not?
You mean you have something worthwhile to say for once? Go ahead and say it.
The undead are many. So many. I have seen numerous packs of them in the south, and heard witnesses describe ragged armies of corpses shambling across the southern lands.
So, the dead swarm to the south. Perhaps they are the threat that panicked the orcs into a stampede.
Yes, Commander. I feel sure the undead are the cause of the greenskins' migration from the south. Even the devil-spawned orcs flee the dead who walk. We must report this to the Emperor in Altdorf immediately, Bernhardt.
As I said, call me Commander, Matthias. I'll report to Altdorf. You can trot behind us if you like. Men, we march to Altdorf at first light! I presume you have something of interest to report. I've encountered bands of the undead in the border princes. You may find that hard to believe. It comes as no surprise. Since you left, I have received similar reports from other regions. Carlson, I need you to return to the border princes and deal with this growing menace. I will supply reinforcements.
Thank you for your assistance. Now I must leave. I wish you well.
As for you, Bernhardt, it is my wish that you ride guard for the reinforcements bound for Helmgart. And as the town of Bogenhafen happens to be on the way, and my cousin requires an escort there, you will provide that escort. I don't believe you have met my cousin, the Countess Isabel von Liebowitz.
Commander Bernhardt, although we haven't met, I have heard many tales of your military victories.
There are fewer tales told of my defeats, Countess. But I'll gladly provide you with an escort.
You have my thanks. I will place my personal guard at your disposal for the journey, and I entrust my own safety into your hands.
I hope I'll prove worthy of your trust.
I shall ride to Bogenhafen and keep my eye open for any sin.
A band of brigands are headed this way. Their weapons drawn.
Guard the Countess, Klaus. Protect her with your life.
One of the attackers reached the Countess's carriage before I could cut him down. He had this letter on him, showing the Countess's portrait along with orders to locate her. Look at the seal. It's outlandish, is it not?
Why did they attack a carriage with an armed escort? There's something wrong here, deeply wrong. What's going on? What did they want, Commander?
I'd say the ambush was a diversion, while some of the band identified you from the portrait. But I'll allow no harm to come to you. You have my word of honor on that. My personal word. Now, We'd best make speed.
Welcome to Bogenhafen. At last.
Ambushes have a way of slowing my progress a little.
We were attacked on the road, Witch Hunter. The attackers were acting under orders from an unknown source. The real target was the Countess.
Is that so? That's disturbing news. I wonder whose orders they were following. What do you think, Bernhardt?
Call me Commander.
You'll say that once too often. Oh, Commander, I'm glad you've arrived. I'm the mayor of this town. I've got a letter here. It was found nailed to the door of the town shrine. Just what does it all mean?
It might help if you told me what's in the letter.
What? Oh yes. Here, see for yourself.
To the feeble folk of Bogenhafen, beware of one. Death has 100 hands, and walks 100 ways. Death waits close by, but not for you if you are wise. You will surrender Countess Isabella von Leibowitz to me, and death will leave you to your wretched little lives. Refuse to surrender her, and death will come to your town with 100 soft footfalls. Don't disappoint.
Look at the seal on this letter. It bears the same mark as the one carried by the brigands.
Morgan, we'll lose time if we stay. They need us at Helmgart. But it's up to you.
Well, I'm not staying. I'll not lift a finger to protect this town. It's probably full of heretics anyway. You'll be seeing me again, Morgan. Count on it.
I'll not allow the Countess to come to harm. I gave her my personal word on that. We stay. Prepare to fight.
Oh, a spectacular victory, Commander. The folk of Bogenhafen owe you their lives. How can we ever repay you?
How can you repay us? I'll give you a clue. They're round, they glitter, and they fill purses.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Think about it, but not too long.
Oh, yes, of course. You'll be paid in full. Goes without saying.
As for me, Commander, what payment can recompense for saving my life?
Good question. One I've heard many times before. I still don't have a good answer. Perhaps we'll speak of it when I return.
Are you going, Commander?
I'm always going somewhere.
We must leave you, Countess. We're riding to Helmgart. The mayor here will protect you with his men while we're away.
Yes, I'll protect her.
Make sure you do. But if you don't, take my advice. Next time you see me, run.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'll lay down my life for her, sir.
Good. Klaus, let's go!
The undead have overrun the tower. I warned you, Morgan. I warned you back in Bogenhafen that we didn't have time to waste.
Failing the coin, let's go for the glory. We retake the tower.
Success! Helmgart is ours, and the reinforcements have joined the remnants of the tower's garrison. Also an unexpected bonus. The commander of the tower has shown his gratitude by giving us a potion of strength. Hello, Commander. You didn't expect to meet your old friend Asgur's Bloodfist here, did you?
Indeed I didn't. Good to see you again, Asgurs.
Up to your neck in trouble again, eh? From what I've seen of the undead, give me a green skin any day. I know what you mean. Yeah, they're everywhere. Walking rock from the tomb. Swarms of them. When you swing your axe at a walking corpse, it's like hacking mush. And they keep on coming. We dwarves have a real war on our hands. It's the same for everyone, Asgard. Aye, I know that. Here, I'll give you a tip. A hint from one who knows. When you see the Emperor, tell him to take a look inside the Liber Mortis. We dwarves know more than we sometimes let on about grimoires and such like. And, there's something you can do for me, if you never mind. I have to report back to Carrick Norn, but the undead army blocked the way. Will you help me?
I'll help you, my friend.
Hey, that's grand. Together we'll squash the undead legions. Living dead up ahead.
Prepare to attack!
I thank you, Commander. You're a true friend. Here, accept this gift, the enchanted shield. A dose of magic always comes in handy. Now, I've got to be off to Carrick Norn. Good luck.
Klaus, we must return to Altdorf. Welcome back, Commander. You smell of death. More than usual, that is. The escort to Bogenhafen was ambushed, and the target was your cousin, Countess Isabel. Someone paid the ambushers to track her down. This letter was found on one of the attackers. I recognize this seal. It belongs to none other than Count Manfred von Karstein, the last and most terrible of the vampire counts. It's believed that he once entered the kingdom of the dead and returned with the secrets of unlife. He is the master of the high mysteries of evil. His abode is Castle Drakenhof in Sylvania, that land of silent forests and whispering fear in the night. Have you heard, Commander, that the Countess was kidnapped from Bogenhafen after your departure? The mayor apparently fled the moment the Karstein minions came in sight. The townsfolk are grief-stricken, and the mayor is bewailing his career prospects. I should have stayed to protect her. It is my wish that you rescue her without delay. Have you any other news? Helmgart has been secured. I am pleased to hear of it. Asgar's Bloodfist gave me a message to pass on to you, my lord. He suggested you consult the Liber Mortis. Ah, yes. The Book of the Dead. In the present circumstances, a most appropriate choice. Do you not agree, Volkmar?
As Theogenist, supreme master of all matters arcane, I must counsel the utmost caution in consulting the Liber Mortis. It is an enterprise which I alone might survive. Even to touch its flesh-bound cover, steeped in demonic juices, could result in at least a minor damnation were I not protected by my faith in Sigmar. Once the blasphemous pages are opened, 29 major damnations lie in wait. Despite my sorcerer's powers, I stand in constant peril of having my soul turned inside out as I scan the unholy symbols at the grimoire's living pages.
Yes, I have heard of the hazards of reading the Liber Mortis. In the past, several inquisitive mages have been swallowed body and soul by the book, and then regurgitated into a number of different hells. And of course, should you agree to consult its pages, you will do so inside the chamber Unbreachable at the summit of Altdorf's tallest tower, to shield the capital from the diabolic forces released when the book is opened. But regardless of the danger, our need is urgent. Will you accept the task of consulting the Liber Mortis, Volkmar?
Given the severity of the undead threat, I see no option but to open its dread pages.
Well, Commander, I owe you thanks for the advice on the Liber Mortis. Volkmar, prepare your spirit for the ordeal of scanning the pages of the grimoire in the chamber Unbreachable. We earnestly hope that you survive the experience and bring us the fruits of your endeavor.
That was a hazardous consultation of the Liber Mortis, my lord. An ordeal of high and low doom. The moment I approached the book, it bit me most ferociously. I must apologize for the explosion that blew off the door of the chamber unbreachable, but the simultaneous emergence of 17 demons from the book's spine caused a spiritual detonation in the soul-stormed air of the room. The whole enterprise was an experience most horrendous. None but I could have endured it. I was almost damned twice. Even now, my soul is twisted to a corkscrew.
I suggest you keep the state of your soul to yourself and inform us instead of what you have gleaned from the grimoire.
Well, there was mention of an obscure horror, the Dread King. But of his nature or his kingdom I learnt nothing. But I discovered rather more concerning 3 objects that are involved in the present threat to the Empire. The first of these is the Jewel of Morsleep, apparently located in the east in Sylvania. The second is the Hand of Nagash, rumored to reside in the region of Kislev. And the third is the Black Grail, which might conceivably be found in Bretonia.
These objects must be investigated. Commander, I give you the task of seeking them out. As Countess Isabel was kidnapped by Count Karstein of Sylvania, I suggest you explore Castle Drakenhof, the Count's residence, deep in Sylvania. It would seem the most likely location for the jewel, as Count Karstein is clearly involved in this matter. Also, it is imperative that you rescue the Countess before Karstein gives her the kiss of blood and makes her his vampire slave. I'll save her, whatever it takes. This is personal, Volkmar. What more can you tell us of the Jewel of Morsleep?
All I know is that the jewel is almost certainly in Sylvania. It is, so the Liber Mortis says, a special evil.
A spiritual amateur like Bernhardt isn't capable of accomplishing the mission unaided. He could easily fall foul of devilish traps and infernal spells. I, however, being pure in spirit, am immune to all demonic tricks. I also have excellent contacts in Sylvania, which I'm sure Bernhardt does not. I'll ride on ahead and spy out the land. Just as soon as I've burnt a few heretics.
Do what you like, Matthias. Just don't get in my way. And call me Commander. Whatever quarrel you have with the Witch Hunter General, leave it aside for the moment. Direct all your energies to locating the jewel and my cousin. I wish you good fortune, Commander, although good fortune will be hard to find in Sylvania. Farewell.
Undead forces ahead!
Prepare to engage!
A regiment of Imperial Greatswords has been waiting for us here. They're under instructions to join your army. To the very end. That's the good news.
And the bad news?
The Kemperbad townsfolk have sighted undead forces in the surrounding countryside.
I have to leave you for a while to, pursue my mission. The mission of saving souls.
That's good news for me, and bad news for the souls. Ready the men, Klaus. We march for Sylvania.
Who the hell are these maniacs? Oh no. They're flatulents about to whip themselves up into a frenzy as usual.
They don't seem too keen on flogging their own backs at the moment.
That's true. It's not often flatulents leave off from self-punishment unless they've got an enemy to lash out at. I wonder what makes them stop. Hey, you! Are you the leader of this regiment?
Yes, I'm the leader. Eusebio by name. Can't you sense an evil presence there in the forest? We can. We were marching to Wurtbad, but we had to stop. They're watching us from behind the trees. Evil eyes, evil eyes.
There's nothing in the forest. You men are frightened by your own shadows.
Listen to the silence.
He's right, Morgan. Listen to the silence of the forest. Something frightens the night animals speechless.
I take your point. Eusebio, why don't you and your men join up with us?
Gladly, Commander. Safety in numbers.
Morgan! Greenskins! Greenskins coming from the trees!
Greenskins? That makes a change. Attack!
Ah, Commander Bernhardt. I'm Ludwig von Oberdorf of the Imperial Army. Our steam tank's been damaged. Can you help us?
I'm not a mechanic.
I meant, can you help protect us while we're repairing the tank?
He knew what you meant. Don't take that straight face of the commanders too seriously. Anyway, what's happened here?
My crew were driving the steam tank to Blighted Towers. We were part of a force assigned to exterminate a rabble of greenskins who have taken over the towers. But,
Your tank broke down.
yeah. And now we're isolated. Our escort halberdiers have been killed by orc patrols. We're alone.
How did you survive the attack that wiped out the halberdiers?
We hid inside the steam tank until the orcs left. But they could return at any moment. Will you aid us?
Tell me more about Blighted Towers.
Well, they're on the way to Sylvania, and they rise high into the clouds. But they can be taken, my lord, with courage and resolve.
Watch out! Orc ambush!
Prepare to defend.
Commander, my crew can reach Blighted Towers to launch an assault on the orcs there. But we can't succeed without your assistance.
Well, it's on my way. Besides, my sword arm could do with the exercise.
If we escort you to Blighted Towers, will your tank crew come with us to Sylvania?
I'm sorry, but we'll need to go back to Altdorf for essential repairs.
Somehow I knew you'd say that.
Morgan, we could lose valuable time here.
And we might gain valuable allies. Let's press on to the towers.
Cannon and mortar crews are already here, Morgan, primed to attack the towers. All they were waiting for was the steam tank. Everything's ready for the assault.
Commander, if you join forces with us, we have a good chance of scouring the towers clean of orcs.
Agreed. Launch the assault!
Bernhardt, what are you doing here? Indulging in swordplay with greenskins while the undead legions march across the Empire?
Just passing the time.
You, cannon and mortar crews, stay where you are.
Taking up war as a profession now, witch hunter?
As a representative of the Emperor, I am commandeering one of those war engines for the mission to Sylvania. Now, cannon or mortar? Which one shall I choose?
You don't. I choose.
I won't stand here bandying words with you. I have an urgent mission to fulfill. I must leave immediately.
More heretics to burn?
You'll end up in hell, Bernhardt!
I was born there.
Commander, I must return the steam tank to Altdorf. Thank you for your help.
Don't mention it. Klaus, we resume the march to Sylvania and Castle Drakenhof.
Undead horde waiting up ahead.
Launch the assault!
You're here. At last.
A battle got in my way. You should try fighting in one sometime. Have you searched the Castle Carstein yet?
The castle is deserted. Empty corridors, empty rooms, empty halls.
Where's the Countess?
Why are you so concerned?
It's personal.
It so happens there was one room that wasn't quite empty. I found the Countess there, alive and unharmed. Here she is.
Commander, somehow I knew you'd come.
I guaranteed your safety with my personal word. I try to keep my promises.
Here, this is the least I can do. Accept this gift, The Heart of Woe. It has a magical potency.
A generous gift, Countess.
I owe you far more.
Think nothing of it. Klaus, make sure the Countess is kept safe and gets the best of care. The very best.
I know, it's personal.
Matthias, have you found anything else of value in the castle?
I told you not to call me! Oh, never mind. It may lead under the castle. If it does, I'll lay long odds that Count Karstein is down there, in the tunnels. Or perhaps a crypt.
Then we'll explore those tunnels. Klaus, ready the men.
We'll have to leave the artillery on the surface. They're not able to negotiate the tunnels. Otherwise, ready and willing.
Be ready, foul bloodsucker. I come to lay you to rest once and for all.
The jewel is mine. Kill them, my slaves.
Count Karstein destroyed. Mission accomplished. I couldn't have done better if I'd been in command myself.
High praise from you. Now let's return to Altdorf and report our success to the Emperor.
The artillery has been mobilized for the journey back to Altdorf. Ready to ride, Morgan?
Ready. I'm pleased to see you back in Altdorf alive and well, Commander. As for you, Witch Hunter, I believe you bring information.
Indeed, my lord. The Jewel of Morsleaf proved to be a warpstone fragment. It was mined by Count Karstein's minions. For what purpose, I'm not yet sure.
I am. While Commander Bernhardt was out on his adventurous jaunt, I once more braved the horrors of the Liber Mortis. It is a source of regret to me that the newly repaired door of the Chamber Unbreachable was again blown off, as a ravening chimera escaped from the grimoire and blasted its foul soul essence into the mortal world. But accidents will happen when dealing with the occult. Be that as it may, after a desperate struggle with a monster composed entirely of fingers, I finally discovered hints about the Jewel and the Dread King. The Jewel was intended to magnify the Dread King's power, feed his strength. And the strength of the Dread King is dread itself. An aura of dread surrounds him, cowing his servants into abject obedience and unnerving his enemies. It is now apparent that Count Karstein was an arch-servant of the Dread King.
I don't know about the Dread King, but as for Count Karstein, he's been destroyed and his plans for the jewel were destroyed with him.
Then a disaster has been averted. If the jewel had been passed to the Dread King, his power would be formidable.
What of my cousin, the Countess? I brought her back, safe and well. On the return journey, she told me that Karstein desired to make her his vampire bride. We arrived just in time to save her from the Count's fangs. That's a special debt I owe you, Commander, and one I will not forget.
There still remain two more objects to be investigated. The Hand of Nagash and the Black Grail.
Commander, I think it would be wise to search first for the Hand of Nagash. Is anything known of this hand?
I can tell you little, except that it is a thing of terrible power, and is most likely to be found in the Kislev region.
Kislev? The region is a hotbed of heretics. A man like Bernhardt could easily be led astray by the blasphemous doctrines of that realm. He cannot be trusted to travel there alone. I shall accompany him on the way, and give him the benefit of my wisdom.
Don't put yourself out on my account. I would suggest that you travel to Kislev by way of Talabheim. The people of Talabheim are in urgent need of help. Good fortune, Commander. Farewell, my lord.
Morgan, an ogre wants to speak with you. He claims to have vital information.
Then let's hear him.
My name's Erblad Rocker.
That's your problem.
It's an honourable name among ogres, my name is. And my word can be trusted, my word can. If you're headed for Talabheim, the road to it's flooded. I can show you another way that goes clear of the town. But you'll have to fight your way along it.
Hard to believe. I've heard no report of any flood. Besides, all ogres are the spawn of the Dark One.
If what Erblad says is true, he'll be saving us valuable time. But I don't know. I never did trust ogres.
I hardly trust anyone, but I try to keep an open mind. We'll go with Erblad and see what happens.
Now you've got an ogre at your side, your enemies will get a real thumping. You just see if they don't.
Yes, we'll see.
Greenskins ahead!
Told you we'd have to fight, didn't I?
This is folly! Time-wasting folly! I hold you personally responsible for this, Bernhardt!
Then sit down and write a report about it while the rest of us fight. We attack, now!
How much further?
Almost there. You're like our chief. He's human, like you lot. Oh, he's real hard, he is. He tells us what to do.
What's his name?
Jürgen Muntz.
Jürgen Muntz? He's notorious, a notorious outlaw. Did you hear that, Klaus? I told you ogres weren't to be trusted. I'll have no part of this. I'm leaving, right now. Goodbye.
Don't hurry back. Hey, Erblad. What are you getting us into with this Muntz character?
Well, our chief aims to have a bash at a greenskin camp close by and grab the booty. The chief thought you might, fancy having a go at 'em yourself, hmm?
So he knew we were coming? I suppose he's aware of any travelers through his patch of forest. I'll have to talk to the commander about this. Morgan!
What's wrong?
I think we're being manipulated. Jürgen Muntz is behind all this. He's the ogre's chief. It's my guess he concocted this story about the flooded road to lure us into an attack on a greenskin camp. This could be a real time waster, Morgan. And time is often more precious than gold coin.
We've got time, and we can always use more coin. We'll attack the camp with Muntz.
Muntz up and left, now we're of no use to him.
That comes as no surprise. Have you spoken to the ogres?
Yes. And they want to join us rather than go with Muntz.
That's an offer I won't refuse. Ogres make good fighters. Tell them they're welcome, so long as they don't drink too much blood during battles.
Oh, greetings, Commander. You won't be sorry to have ogres at your back. We're ready to rip and rend.
Good. Now let's be on our way.
We've just crossed the Kislev border, Morgan.
And look who's waiting for us.
Commander Bernhardt, I presume. I am Vladimir Stormbringer, Ice Mage to the Tsarina Katerina at the Palace of Kislev. Her Imperial Highness has sent me as your formal escort through her lands.
You have an impressive reputation, Vladimir. So, for that matter, has your Tsarina.
Of myself I say nothing.
But the Tsarina is a woman above all others. It was she who saw your coming as she scried the ice crystal. Inside that crystal, she has also witnessed the rise of the undead and their cold, silent invasion of our motherland.
It will be interesting to meet your Tsarina.
Then follow me, Commander.
Morgan, more trouble.
Let me guess. Bands of living dead on the road ahead.
Right first time.
They are strange, fearsome beings. The peasants of this region call them the Cursed Ones. The cold dead who eat warm, living flesh. After nightfall, if there is a knock on a cottage door, no peasant will open that door. Children have gone missing.
We'll bring hot war to the Cursed Ones. Ready the troops! Slaughter!
Late again, Bernhardt?
I don't have your advantage. I can't fly here on my own hot air.
I am Tsarina Katarina, ruler of Kislev. Welcome to my Imperial Palace, Commander Morgan Bernhardt. I have been looking forward to your arrival.
I'm glad to have arrived, Your Imperial Highness. How can I be of service?
You serve yourself, I suspect. But as we share the same enemy, we can serve each other. The armies of the undead are a spreading plague in my realm. The populations of whole villages have disappeared, and I have lost a dozen regiments in battle with the living dead.
My mission is to find the Hand of Nagash.
I am familiar with your mission, and with the legend of the Hand of Nagash. According to Kislevite folklore, the Hand is imprisoned inside a glacier beyond the northern borders of my empire. Did you know that the undead are also showing an interest in the Hand? I have received reports that they are massing in the region of this fabled glacier.
Do you know anything about the nature of this Hand?
I know that the Hand of Nagash is not a hand. Let me explain. Nagash, that being of ancient nightmares, had an arch-servant, a necromancer. That necromancer had no name. Serving the will of Nagash in all things, the Nameless One rode across darkened lands, and terror rode with him. In time, the Nameless One was given a name by those who feared his coming. The Hand of Nagash. That is what is frozen in the glacier, Commander. The arch-servant of Nagash from the beginning of days.
I see. And unless I'm mistaken, the Dread King's minions are attempting to free the Hand from his ice prison.
I have no doubt of it. Earlier today, I scried my crystal, peering into its depths, and I saw them in a vision. Undead armies, gathered near a glacier on the borders of Troll Country and the Chaos Wastes of the north. I can give you the exact location.
Then I must go there, immediately.
Indeed you must. But are your forces sufficient for the task?
My old friend Eric Ragnar lives to the north. He's a fierce warrior, and so are his followers, Ragnar's wolves. I can request his aid on the way.
I will ride with you, Commander. My skills as an ice mage are at your service.
Vladimir will prove invaluable to you, Commander. And Ragnar's wolves would add great strength to your forces.
Thank you for your advice, Your Highness. I will leave now.
I wish you success on your mission, Commander Bernhardt, for all our sakes.
It's been a long time, Ragnar. How many trolls have you slain since we last met?
Not enough. But we've killed a few in our time, eh, Morgan? What brings you to the cold north?
Something worse than trolls. The walking dead.
Ah, the cursed ones. I've heard rumors that the dead have risen.
The rumors are true. They've spread across the Empire and into Kislev. They're also massing to the north, planning to free the Hand of Nagash from a glacier. If they gain the hand, we may soon be ruled by an empire of the dead.
And you want my help?
I could do with a hand.
Well, I'm on my way to repulse an invading band of trolls, but I'm short of troops. Help me out, and I'll be able to help you.
It's a tricky decision, Morgan. Charging after trolls could lose us a great deal of time.
Ragnar's helped me many a time, so I'll help him. Besides, I need his men for the mission.
I knew I could rely on you, Morgan. We've found the beasts, Morgan. They're up ahead. Are you ready to spill their black blood?
I'm always ready. Let's paint the troll lands black.
It was good to shed blood at your side again, Morgan. Now let's shed some more. My men are yours to command.
Ready the troops. We march north.
Undead hordes on the road ahead.
Hack them to pieces.
Undead forces have been sighted up ahead.
So, you finally arrived, Commander. Much too late, as usual.
Ah, you called me Commander. You're learning.
The Hand has been freed from the glacier by the enemy. Thanks to your tardiness, the undead legions have mustered in greater numbers. Now what are you going to do?
This is what comes of delaying to fight alongside an outlaw like Muntz. And you lost even more time aiding Ragnar against a mob of witless trolls. I thought I taught you better than that all those years ago.
The Hand must be destroyed at all costs. Sound the attack!
The Hand is destroyed, Morgan. Well done. You're even better than I used to be.
High praise. Now let's return to Altdorf and report our success. So, how did the mission fare?
I learned that the Hand of Nagash was a mighty necromancer captured in a glacier long ages past, but the undead succeeded in freeing this ancient being.
And what befell this Hand? The Hand went the way of all flesh. I destroyed him.
That's a blessing. I fear to think what power the Dread King might have gained with the Hand at his side.
Congratulations, Commander. You've done well. But there still remains the Black Grail. Volkmar, give us your advice.
Information is scant. You might discover more details at the court of Paravon. As far as I can tell, the Grail resides in Bretonia. According to some stories, the Black Grail serves an unholy purpose, a dark god. It is said that the Grail is both many and one. Few approach it and live.
I won't let that worry me. I'll ride straight for Bretonia.
What would Bernhard know of grails of evil? He is a simpleton in the affairs of the supernatural. Besides, Bretonia is teeming with devil worshippers and comely young witches that would lure him into all manner of depravity.
I wish.
I will ride ahead and consult with a number of witch hunters in Bretonia on the most likely method of achieving this grail of blackest sin.
Do what you like. I'll do what I must. I'll take my leave, Lord. Good fortune, Commander.
How are you, Commander? Good to see you again. Heard you were coming this way. I wouldn't say no to joining up with you.
I wouldn't say no either. Glad to have you with us, Asguz. Resume march!
Undead forces sighted ahead. Let me get my axe at them. I'll split their skulls and hack their limbs.
Engage them! Forward! Greetings, King Luan Leoncoeur.
To what do we owe the honor of this visit, Commander Bernhard?
I'm searching for the Black Grail. Volkmar believed you might have some information.
I can tell you little. All I can suggest is that you search in the city of Musilon.
Musilon? A decayed city of the dead and the damned. Even the living creep about its streets like phantoms, and the phantoms outnumber the living.
Is that all you can tell us, Highness? You send us to a place even your own Bretonian armies avoid like the plague. May I point out that if we fail in our mission, Bretonia will fall under the sway of the undead as surely as any other kingdom. Won't you give us more help?
With information? No. But I can supply you with a regiment of Grail Knights for as long as you're within Bretonia. Isn't that generous enough?
Very generous. But I'm sure you're aware of the importance of my mission. So if you can see your way clear to assist us further...
Perhaps. Commander, stop off at Vantien. A regiment of Bretonian Knights of the Realm will be waiting for you there.
Many thanks, Leoncoeur. And farewell.
Commander Bernhard, well met. I am Elrod of Lauren, and you, I presume, are Klaus Zimmermann, who taught the commander everything he knows.
Klaus taught me some of the things I know, and that was a long time ago. Don't take any notice of those rumors he keeps spreading around.
Such ingratitude. And after all I taught you.
Ignore him, Elrod. By the look of you, you have some important news to impart.
Indeed, Commander. The King and Queen of Lauren request your presence in King's Glade. They have vital knowledge they wish to impart.
Very well. I'll travel to King's Glade.
That is good. I will accompany you on your journey. Let us hope it passes safely. Commander, there's a silent evil in the night. I can feel it in my spirit.
Look up ahead. It's a legion of the dead heading our way.
We'll part cold flesh with cold steel. Prepare to engage.
King Orion, Commander Bernhard comes seeking the knowledge you promised.
You are a welcome guest, Commander. I am glad you answered my request to attend.
So, what is your news?
I have been informed that you sought information from King Leoncoeur, with little result.
That's true.
The king had no desire to reveal the shameful secret of the Black Grail Knights. Those Grail Knights who have been raised from their tombs and deceived into serving the dread king. Bretonia takes great pride in the purity and honor of its Grail Knights. No Bretonian ruler would wish the news to go abroad that Black Grail Knights are in the service of unholy powers.
Black Grail Knights. That's a blasphemous creation. The Grail Knights who were laid to rest deserve better than to be resurrected by evil and warped into mockeries of their former selves.
They pose a monstrous threat to all living beings. You'll need every assistance you can find if you are to confront the Black Grail Knights. I will offer you what I can. A regiment of my most expert archers. Gaelid is here. I believe you know him.
Well met, Morgan. I'm pleased to see you again, and honored to be joining your forces once more.
I'm glad you'll be coming with me, Gaelid. How long will you be staying with my army?
To the end, bitter or otherwise.
That end may not be far away. Prepare to leave for Musilon, my friend.
I wish you light in the dark, Commander Bernhardt.
Goodbye, my Lord Orion.
Morgan, a tree man desires our aid in preventing undead forces from entering the forest and polluting the spirit of the trees. Listen, Morgan. I like trees as much as the next man, but we've got more important matters in hand. While we're wasting time, all hell will be breaking out in Musilon.
You're right, Klaus, as usual. The tree man can fight his own battles. We'll carry on with the mission.
The undead approach. Maybe we could find a way around them, Morgan.
Never! Launch the attack!
Hands up! Your money or your life!
Do you mind telling me how you expect a highwayman to rob an entire army led by Commander Bernhardt?
Oh, I rob large armies all the time, single-handed.
You've got to be joking.
As a matter of fact, I am. I've heard that where Commander Bernhardt rides, there's booty to be had, and I have a deep abiding interest in money. How would you like to add my pistoliers to your army?
What's your name?
Weiss, Stefan Weiss.
I admire your nerves, Stefan Weiss. I could do with more men like you.
I assume there's a lot of, money in it?
Maybe.
I'll take that as a yes.
Excellent. Fall in. Forward!
Uh-oh. Here comes trouble.
Ah, so you're here, Commander. You've got to get a move on. Dire and dreadful abominations are wreaking havoc in Musilon. Get yourself there right away.
Report just come in. Undead forces ahead.
Undead forces? As in, not alive? I'm in this for the money, and I think it's common knowledge that the dead aren't all that rich, yes? I've been had.
I know the feeling. Engage the enemy!
The Black Grail Knights have risen, no doubt of it. Just look at them pouring out of Musilon's gates. We're in for one hell of a battle, Morgan.
Attack! Attack! No mercy! The Grail rides out! Destroy the Grail!
Doomed mortals, this night Musilon lives in the shadow of the Dread King. Your souls will join our dark crusade.
Another battle done, and the crows are dining well again. The crows never lose.
But this time the birds are feasting on bodies that were never truly alive.
Yes, those were Black Grail Knights, and they must have been the Black Grail itself. Volkmar said the Black Grail is many and one. Many resurrected knights, one driving will, the Dread Kings. And that will is the power of Dread itself. Driven by Dread. But despite that baleful power, we destroyed the Black Grail. Destroyed it utterly.
We certainly did. What a victory! To be honest, I didn't think we had much of a chance. The odds were daunting. But we wiped them out. You really are a better leader than I ever was.
I have my moments. And I had a good teacher. Come on, Klaus. Let's get back to Altdorf and give the Emperor the good news.
By the way, The Grail Knights that King Leonker loaned us are returning to Paravon.
Give them my thanks. Now, let's be on our way. Once again, you return alive and sound in limb, Commander. You lead a charmed life. It's not that charming.
We found the Black Grail, my lord. It proved to be a host of resurrected Grail Knights corrupted into creatures of dread.
Ah, yes, the Black Grail is many and one. Now I fully understand. The Dread King raised them from the dead to swell his unholy ranks.
And was the mission successful? It was. The Black Grail is destroyed, but it cost a lot of lives.
The Black Grail destroyed? Thank the powers of light! The Black Grail at the bidding of the Dread King would have been a force of terror.
We must look now to the final battle against the Dread King. Volkmar, I believe you have surmised the Dread King's whereabouts.
From the Commander's movements, the enemies he has faced, and the nature of his conflicts with the minions of the Dread King, I have succeeded in locating this evil lord in the lands of the dead within the southern desert. The Dread King dwells near the Black Pyramid. If the Commander dares to face him in a battle, that is where he is to be found.
I'll find him. I'll face him.
Then you face worse than you can imagine, Commander. Do you know why your enemy is called the Dread King? Because he is fear incarnate, living dread. He is the sole survivor of the ancient necromancer kings, and inside his hooded shape abide all the terrors of old chaos.
As I said, I'll face him. I salute your courage, Commander. There is a steam tank, freshly repaired, that I place at your disposal. Accept also the sword Drakwold, one of the 2 surviving rune fangs of the original 12 forged by the dwarf runesmith Alaric. The magic of rune and blood and fire and moon lives in its metal. There is no sword more deadly under the sky. The weapon is to be wielded only in a time of direst need, and that time is now. Many thanks, my lord.
Win this one, Commander, for the sake of all living beings.
Even with a charmed life and the power of Drakwold, your chances of surviving this battle are low, Commander. I'm sure you know this. You have my greatest respect and admiration. Farewell. I hope to see you again.
You're going into hell, Bernhardt!
I was born there. And call me Commander.
This is it, Morgan. They're coming. The Dread King? The whole dead, damned army? This is it?
Yes, it ends here.
We're both crazy, you know. What the hell are we doing here? We're not here for the gold, that's for sure. Is it for the glory?
I don't give a damn about glory. I do what I must.
That's no answer. Why must you do it?
I don't know. The truth is, I don't know. With all my troops at my back, trusting their lives to my every decision, I should have some idea why I'm doing all this. Maybe I know one reason. Just one.
And what's that?
I live to cheat death. Men, ready yourselves for battle. You confront the Dread King and his legions, and the taste of fear is on your lips. I say spit out the fear. Drive out the dread with bloodlust. Give no quarter, no pity, no mercy. Slay and slay again, and you might live. Ready now. Ready. Death to the undead! Attack! Destroy! Slaughter!
Dead minions rise! Crush the living!
In the name of Sigmar, I will destroy you, Dread King.